those who have met or those who cannot access the audios.
Yes.
So can we have everyone who's being muted? You mute your phone so that we can have a brief introduction. Maybe the class coordinator can still be online so that they can have some inquiry. Is the class coordinator on? Class coordinator?
The class coordinator has told me he's having issues with the power, so he's trying to connect with us through his phone, and he's having some issues.
Now you can see how difficult it is to combine. I thought I would do some brief WhatsApp audio. Then you circulate your colleagues. You make some responses. And we go on. This is a bit difficult. It's a difficult. How do you say that?
Excuse me, sir. For this being our first class, our first interaction with you, it would be better if we interact directly with this, and perhaps for the next lectures we could use the other format. But for now, for purposes of we have this introduction.
Okay, should we begin?
Yes.
Yes, we can begin.
Okay. The rest you can mute your phones. My name is Frank Niviech Tenisa. Maybe some of you have met me, some of you have not yet. I've been lecturing there for the last 8 years, but previously I was lecturing some groups, Family Law 1. I don't think I've met anyone of you. You look new to me, but I'll be taking you through Family Law 2. Is a continuation of Family Law 1. It's just broken into two parts. One deals with the first part of production. The second deals with the succession and children, more so children, family and succession. So basically we shall be looking at laws relating or regulating children in Uganda and their relevant authorities to buttress such kind of law. Basically, who's a child? What is the law regulating children and their parents? Succession, in the event someone dies, who takes care of the estate of the deceased person or the property of the deceased person? Who has the authority? Where do you get that authority from? And how do you get it? We shall also be looking at people who die intestate. Intestate means without making a will. Basically, we shall be looking what is a will. What is a will? What makes a will valid or invalid? What about those people who die where they have not made a will? How is the estate of the deceased person who dies intestate or without a will managed? Because the general law is no one has a right to deal, sell, tamper with the estate of the deceased person without authority from court. Whether that person has left a will or not, it is immaterial. So we shall be looking at all those laws governing the estate or the property of the deceased person or the person who has died intestate or testate. So many times we have these claims or complaints being criminalized. Here someone is a heir. Someone is a heir to an estate or to someone who's a deceased, but he thinks he takes the whole property. Someone is a widow. Someone is a widower. For me, he thinks that once he's a widower, all the property has been bequeathed or left into his hands for control. So we shall be looking at all those relevant laws regulating the estate of the deceased person. Some of these issues have been criminalized. You can find them under the Penal Code Act, like intermediary with the estate of the deceased person. You can either go civil or criminal. So it depends on what your client wishes to do and the gravity of the matter. So briefly, I will take you through what we are going to look at using our course content. We shall be looking at definition of a child. We shall look at custody and maintenance of children. In other words, various orders that court can award or other offices to make sure that the child is well maintained or is brought up very well. We look at Article 31 of the Constitution and 32. Then we shall be looking at issues to do with adoption. Children can be acquired or can be got by normal birth, that is sex between a man and a woman, and they give birth to a child. The alternative, you can adopt a child who's not yours biologically, but you assume and get those rights as if you're a biological parent of that child. So we shall look at the procedure, those who qualify to adopt, and the necessary requirements before the adoption order is granted to you. We shall look at both the national and international adoption. Foreign, if a Ugandan, you want to adopt a fellow Ugandan. If you are an American, you want to adopt a Ugandan child, we shall look at all those. We shall also look at proof of paternity and declaration of parentage. In most cases, people produce or couple or so-called parents. There is a child that has been produced, but there is doubt. People are doubting. The father says, that child is not mine. I am brown, the child is black. I am black, the child is brown. I am tall, the child is short. I am short, the child is tall. I have short nails, the child has long ones. I don't have hair on my head, the child has a lot of hair. So there is a lot of doubt depending on what the other party is doubting about. What the law says is to go to court and apply for proof of parentage. You apply for proof of parentage. So it is a court to declare who is the rightful biological parent of the issue. Issue in law, you know, is a child of that child. In law, in family law, we call a child an issue. So court uses different modes to determine. It is not about being in court, that court will just pronounce itself, this is the child of so and so. No, we can use scientific measures. We can use physical features, physical appearance, maybe the nose is the same, the eyes are the same, something related to that. But in most cases, they do what they call DNA. So I want one of you to tell me the meaning of DNA in full as we're proceeding with the course. So we shall look at the procedure, who has the burden to prove parentage, the necessary documents, and fees, in case you want to go for parentage. And the reason why you intend to go and prove that indeed this child is not mine or is mine. Why are you protesting? That is the first issue. Why are you protesting? Secondly, or another issue, we shall look at guardianship. Who's the guardian? How do you apply for guardianship? Who qualifies to be a guardian of a child? All of these are intended to make sure that the child's health, the child's upbringing is good. We shall require you to look at the following legislations: the Constitution, being the supreme law of the land, 1985 Constitution as amended. The Children Act has also been amended, it's Cap 59. You look at the children, the employment of children regulations 2012. Is a child supposed to be employed? Is a child employable? If yes, what are the regulations? What is the scope? What is the nature of that job that the child should work? You look at the National Council for Children's Act, Cap 60. You look at the children in bracket adoption of children rules. It will give you the procedure when you intend to adopt a child, when your client intends to adopt a child. You look at the children, in fact, in bracket, okay, the African Charter and the Rights and Welfare of the Child, that is UN 1989, among other laws. So, briefly, that is the course content. After that, I don't know whether you did succession in family law 1, because they did teach you. Some other lecturers do succession under family law 1. Some other do it under family law 2. So it depends on how the lecturer's convenience is. Can I have a response whether you did succession in family law 1? Anyone to volunteer?
We did not do it.
No, sir, we did not. We did not do succession.
How many groups do we have on this platform? 1 or 2?
Group 1.
It's 1.
Who took you through family law 1?
Madam Esther.
Appeal. Esther Appeal?
No.
Esther Appeal?
Peter. Madam.
Esther who?
Naiga.
Naiga Esther. Madam Naiga Esther. Madam Naiga Esther.
Where did you stop family law 1? Matrimonial property?
Yes, we talked about it.
Was that the last topic you had? Was that the last topic?
It was one of the last topics. Yeah, it was the last topic we had. Matrimonial property.
Any other response to that, gentleman?
Yeah, it was the last.
Good, 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 good. So let's mute it again. We shall also look at what we call succession. Succession is an English word to inherit or to leave something in possession of another person when you're not there. Giving power or stepping in the shoes of another person when you're not there. That is succession. But now we are relating it family law, succession in family law. What does it imply? We can look at when a person dies, there are people who are supposed to take care of the property of the deceased person. Where do they get authority? How do they get authority? And the procedure involved. That's what we call succession. Succession in law has two categories. We shall look at tested and intestate. Mark it very well. Tested and intestate. They all emanate from the same word estate. One is tested, one is intestate. Tested, an estate is the property of a deceased person. That is an estate. So the person can either die tested or intestate. When a person dies tested, it means he has left a valid will, a will. When a person dies intestate, means he has not left a will behind. This one will take us to the meaning of a will. What is a will? Someone is saying that I share my screen. I don't know how to do it. Is that sharing the screen? Is that sharing the screen? Someone to speak to me?
No, there is an option there down there of sharing the screen.
No, we are getting used to this thing. We were not there when we are studying. Is that sharing the screen?
No, share screen. You have to share maybe what's on your
Is it
laptop
that
or
one?
your phone. Not
That
the
one.
no.
It is the green button which is near participant chat. There is a green button called share.
Okay, let me try to look for it.
Okay.
You can't share a screen when you are not a host.
Oh, good enough. Good, good, good. You are the host.
So they have to first make you a host and then you share.
No, I'm going to make you the host so you can share for us.
But what is the importance of sharing the screen? I thought my voice is enough. You want to see me? Nuavine? Nuavine, you can't see me.
No, sir.
You can't see me.
I can see you, sir.
I think she did a mistake. Let's move on.
Now what is sharing? I don't know. What is sharing? I thought what I'm projecting to is enough. Once you can get my voice very well.
Sure, sure.
Oh, like we shall meet physically. Justin. 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 Justin.
Yes, I'm writing here.
Why are you not writing? Why are you not writing?
I'm writing.
Alpha?
Hello, sir.
Are you writing?
Exactly, I am.
Okay, I'm only seeing 3 people around. I don't know how to see others. Okay, let's proceed. Now, I said there is tested and intested succession. So it depends on what your client will come complaining about, that my father died when he has left a will or when he had not left a will. So the law regulates 2 different types of succession, and it regulates it differently. So you look at the Succession Act, is the major law that regulates succession. Of recent, I think this year or last year, this law has been amended. You look at the current version of the Succession Act. It's online. You compare it with the repealed one, the one that was amended. So you look at what the law says on succession, intestate and testate succession. So I was telling you about testate. Testate is when someone has left a will behind. What is a will, first of all? Shall look at a will. What is a will? 2 types of wills have different types of wills. What constitutes a valid will? Legal features. Things that must be contained in it for it to be valid. Failure of inclusion makes it invalid or unenforceable. Must be signed, must have property, it must be attested to, that is witnessing. 2 people. You all qualify to make a will. Who qualifies to make a will under the Succession Act? Not everyone, because you have property. We shall look at persons who qualify to make wills. Together. Then we shall Arthur. So we shall look at the draft of wills. How are wills drafted? Who's supposed to draft a will, and where should the will be kept? Keeping of the will, safety of wills. Dealing with a will, forging a will is a criminal act. Some people forge. You should someone you trust very well. You trust very well, such that it is not doctored, it is not forged, not lost. You keep it with a different person. We shall be looking at how a will can be kept safely. Then we shall look at intestate succession. Intestate. When a person dies without a will, how is that person? Someone who has not admitted and is disorganizing us with the. Someone who has not admitted has children. The host, can you see someone who has not muted so that we can control that person? Good. So, if a person dies without a will, the Succession Act has a procedure how estate or the property of that person can be distributed under the law. The law is very clear. You don't deal with that estate before you get authorization from court. You look at the Administrator General's Act. It will tell you every estate that the deceased lived without a will is left in the hands and control of the administrator or the general administrator. Look at the General Administrators Act for guidance. Let me tell you the cap. Then, how is that property shared? Who's supposed to share? The one we call beneficiaries. Who's the beneficiary to the estate of the deceased? We shall look at the percentage of sharing. Who qualifies to be a wife? Who's a wife under the law? Monica Alex says he can't hear anything. This is just introduction. We shall use WhatsApp audios in the next lecture so that everyone can revisit it to get this content very well, because I may not come physically to class to enlighten you more on these things. So the percentage of sharing, who's a beneficiary, and everything of the estate of the person. Some people say it is the heir. Some people say girl children should not benefit. Some people say dependents should not benefit. But we shall look at the law. Who's supposed to benefit or to get a share from the estate of the mistakes that our colleagues do when a person dies? They begin distributing without due because of the law. Then from there, we shall look at the different principles governing succession. Different principles under the law of succession. There are so many. There are so many. So for the detail, you look at the Succession Act and its amendment. It will be our guiding law for this topic. So briefly acquire those laws, go through the next lecture. I will just begin with the first topic of a child. Who's a child? Rights of children, orders that court can give, the welfare being of a child, among others. Then we can go to different subtopics under children and their laws. Unless you have any question, you can unmute for now, but just brief you on how we shall be moving under family law 2 and how it is different from family law 1.
Yes, sir. You're talking to Mugabe Alex, the coordinator of this class. I'm sorry I had gone off due to some inconveniences, but our class, unless guided otherwise, should, if you have any dissenting opinion, should be maintained on Wednesdays if it's okay, and the same time as well. Do you say otherwise?
What does the timetable say, first of all?
The timetable says from 2:30 to 4 every Wednesday.
Once a week.
Yeah, once a week.
Then we should maintain that. Who am I to amend or change what has been given to me?
Okay, sir. Much obliged. So, sir, I have come in a bit late. So you're saying we are going to incline ourselves on the Succession Act as the authority. Is that?
I think your colleagues will brief you. I want to go back.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Any other question?
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Catherine.
Sir, about the notes, will they be put in the group? Are they going to, where are they going to be sent? Because we just need to be informed about the notes, because lecturers have this tendency of they want us to have their own notes. So I don't know whether we can, whether you can allow us to get notes from other sources, or whether you will help us get the notes. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, a brief response. Family law does not change. The content does not change. It only depends on the source of your data or information. If it contains what I've just told you and the same principles, I have no objection whatsoever why I should reject those notes. You may find, for example, someone who's lecturing at UCU, Family Law 2, has different notes, but same principles, just the language that changes. Because you're not going to change the Succession Act. If it is adoption section 3 of the Children Amendment Act, it will remain the same. As long as they go through and what the law says, what is the notes contained in the notes, I have no objection whatsoever. But I also have notes. I have no problem with you having notes from any other source as long as they contain the right information. The only way you will be punished is to bring wrong information in the exam, got from a wrong source. Then you'll be punished for that in the exam. Any other concern? Any other concern?
I guess not really, unless there is anyone who says anything. But we want to thank you, sir, and we appreciate for getting this time for us. And my humble prayer is that we continue in the same line.
That is from the class coordinator.
Yes.
Ronnie. Ronnie? Ronnie. Yes, Ronnie. Ronnie? Okay, Akankwasa Davis.
Thank you, sir. I was wondering, since you already have your own notes, if you would share them with the class coordinator, and then he can share with us in a soft copy form. Some of us are already far in the villages. We can't even access where we can buy the notes. Thank you.
Okay. Rovia? What is Rovia? Davis, you can mute. Rovia?
Yes, sir.
Any concern?
Nothing much. I just feel like everything is fine with me. The only problem was notes. So thank you.
Okay. Namugenyi, Mary? Namugenyi Mary.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, we just want to thank you for this lecture. And that's all.
Opio.
I don't have any concerns, just about the notes, like everyone is talking about. If there's a way of you helping us with them, then that would be helpful. Thank you.
Bakashabaruhanga.
Yes, Lord.
Bakashabaruhanga.
Hi, thank you. Yes. I have no questions for today, but me, I have no any issue regarding family law, but would like to thank you for your time, and that's all.
No, can you access the notes?
Yes, me, I'm around Kansanga, so I already have the notes from the campus.
Good. Esther? Are you correct, Esther?
Good evening. I have no problem, but then I'm not very far from Kansanga, so I can get notes anytime from. Thank you.
Achitende.
Good afternoon, everyone. May I have no problem because I'm also near Kansanga. I can get the notes.
Sheila? I'm just assessing if each and everyone is online so that they can have my assessment, whether we should continue or not. The quorum. Sheila? Sheila?
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Daphne?
Yes. I just want to thank you for giving us, and I have no problem with I suggest that you give us the soft copy notes for those of us who are in the village. We can't access the hard copy notes. At least it would be better. Also, I was thinking of us using WhatsApp because network issues. For example, me, I'm here deep down in the village and the network is terribly very bad. So I suggest that we keep on using WhatsApp and other people can also find us. Thank you.
Simon?
For me, I'm not really impressed by the class because it didn't meet the standards as were lectured in the training. So, in my own opinion, we were supposed to have some prepared notes so that when they're in soft copy, so that everyone can access them wherever they are. Like 90% of the students, they are up country, so they can't access hard copy notes. So we were told at the LMS that lecturers will prepare notes and share or upload. We have come for the lecture, it was being shared, and it was hard to follow. So I can see my friends were updating statuses when the class was going. So it is clear that they were bored because they were not seeing what you were explaining. So they lost focus. So all those things they talked about them in the training. So I think the class has, as if it has not happened, because we have not taken down, we have not written down anything because we are seeing nothing. And that's not how we were trained, that the classes will go on. And the second thing, when they were training us, they didn't tell us that we shall use WhatsApp for anything. So I'm really shocked that you are seriously considering it. And I don't know, but I also lost interest along the way. And there was no way could follow when nothing is being shared on the screen, like the way Zoom classes are done. So I really don't know, but really it is hard for us. I'm speaking on behalf of also other guys who cannot speak the truth. But really, we got off track.
Now, Mr. Simon. Simon?
Yes, please, I can hear you, sir.
Was this a lecture or introduction?
It was a lecture in what we understand according to the timetable.
And I'm asking, you've been through so many schools. The first time a person or a teacher comes to class, does he lecture or he introduces himself and the rest? I was introducing the unit, I was not lecturing. Which topic have I handled?
Anyway, we shouldn't argue on this thing, but that is it.
Maybe for purposes of clarity, sorry for the interjection, Mr. Simon, this is an introduction class, and maybe instead of saying that way, he should have been suggesting, and his suggestions, had his speech been a suggestion, it would have been much better. But in all, this is an introduction class, and Mr. Simon, I think there will be improvement where you feel like it's lacking, but this was an introduction class, and people were raising concerns on notes, which I think the lecturer is going to handle. I'm going to be liaising with him, and I believe he will give us notes, and the next time the class happens, we will be following, sir. I think that is clear, but as the lecturer is saying, this is an introduction class where he's introducing himself and breaking down what will be learning and going through in the other lectures that we'll be having with him. But I think you were suggesting not really in an argument with the lecturer. I think that's what he meant, sir, with all due respect.
Emmanuel? Emmanuel, are you online? Christine Wembabas. Christine?
Yes, sir, everything is fine with me.
Hello? Yes, sir.
Yes, any concern and any suggestion?
Yes, this is Emmanuel Okubo.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm very much privileged to be part of your class. That's one. Two, the most important thing we would like to get from you is we really want to know the gist of family law too. It's my interest. I really need to get, because of the first enlightenment we got from the first law, family law 1. Now we need to see how we conduct family law 2 and the principles that are formed in family law 2. Basically, that's what I wish to know from you in family law 2 as your class member. The other thing the other member was talking about, I think he had just come into the class. He had not known that when the lecturer is in class, the first time he needs to know how active his class is, which I'm very impressed with you, Councilor Franklin. Thank you very much. That's my opinion.
Emmanuel?
Yes, please. Hello?
Proceed.
Yes.
Proceed.
Yes, that was my opinion. And then that's what I want to know in family law too, the principles that we need to know. And also issues about notes. Notes are everywhere. Of course, everywhere means anywhere. But then we need to get to know from you so that we be at the same pace. When you tell us something, we go and research about it. When we come and we subsidize, we digest it together. We give you we tell you how we have got it. I think that is basically why we need you at our pace. We need you to show us how best we can argue, we debate on family issues, family law, become better lawyers, representing family issues and so on. That's what my opinion is. Yes.
For your opinion. Can I hear from Okelo Brian? Brian? Katoko Rebecca?
Sir, for me, I can access the notes.
Oh. It's okay. Brenda?
Me, I'm kind of request that if at all we can share the notes that we will regret because far from cancer. But that's well and good. But thank you for your time.
Okay. Catherine?
Yes, me, I just have nothing to say. I have nothing much to say, but about the notes, I hope maybe you will try your best so that we can get a soft copy of your notes. That's my request.
Class coordinator, can you wind up this class? That's all from me. Let's meet next Wednesday, unless you have any other concern. Any person with any concern? I will upload the notes before the next lecture.
Thank you.
Yes, good afternoon, Council. Not spoken.
Yes, Ronnie.
I really want to appreciate you so much for how far you've come since being the first lecturer to conduct such. I appreciate you so much. And the other issue I think I can share is just you unveiling us with notes. Just like how my colleague Emmanuel had said earlier on, it will help us move at the same pace where you expect us. In case you tell us something, then we are able to go and research regarding the notes that you shall share in the group. But all in all, thanks for your time.
Welcome, Ronnie. Mugabe?
Yes, sir. Before I speak, Mr. Arthur has raised his hand and he wants to say something. Arthur, to me.
Hope you are getting me. I just have a suggestion that if we continue with, before we leave this Zoom platform, we should come at a conclusion on whether we are going to continue with Zoom or we shall turn back to our ordinary mode of, WhatsApp. That's my question. Hello, Mr. Alex.
Yes.
Yeah, so my suggestion was, before we leave this platform, I think we should come at a conclusion on whether we shall continue using this Zoom platform or we are going back to our workshop online kind of study.
Maybe my response is, we have conducted these lectures in the other first lockdown, second lockdown. It depends on what is convenient for the students and what is convenient for the facilitator or the student, the lecturer. Some students vote that we use WhatsApp audios. Some people complain of network problem. Some people complain of data when it comes to Zoom, among other complaints. So it will depend, or it will be incumbent on you to decide on which mode we should adopt. If you say we concentrate on this Zoom as a facilitator, if the majority cannot access Zoom, I will not go by what you want. I will go with what is favorite and convenient for the majority. I don't want to lecture 20 students out of 60. Those are the ones who can afford Zoom or data and the rest. So we shall vote and see which is the most convenient mode of facilitating or conducting a lecture to students. So those who say we go by Zoom, you mention your name, you unmute, write here. Say Zoom or WhatsApp. Zoom or WhatsApp. You unmute and talk. I'm here with the pen and the paper.
Well, sir, on that issue, if I was to say something, because the class here is not at its fullness. I don't know whether you would buy my suggestion that we go back in our class group and discuss it. Then I would send you the final conclusion of how
That is
many
okay.
people.
Whatever you agree on, I will go with, as long as the majority can.
Yes, 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 sir. That's what I was saying. That
Hello?
we go back in the class group as a whole class, and then cast a lot on it, and then I'll give you what the majority will have said, sir.
Is that agreeable?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, good evening, class. I would request that Mr. Mugabe, you leave Mr. Franklin to continue with what he has already started. Let him conduct the election here, because I'm seeing there are 25 members here. We can go there later. Let's give the lecturer his ample time to do what he feels is good for us. If those who can vote WhatsApp, let them say WhatsApp, Zoom, and so on. Yes, it's very simple. We conclude the class, not going to WhatsApp again.
Gentlemen. Excuse me, gentlemen.
Yes,
let's
please.
have a sample of those who are online now.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Tumwine, WhatsApp or Zoom?
Probably me, I would go in for Zoom. I'm finding Zoom convenient than WhatsApp. Zoom?
Zoom.
Yeah.
WhatsApp, Zoom.
Zoom.
Justin.
I prefer Zoom.
Ronnie. Ronnie, WhatsApp or Zoom?
Yes, please, sir.
WhatsApp or Zoom?
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp, yeah.
Davis, WhatsApp or Zoom?
Zoom. Zoom.
Noavine Catherine? Catherine? Daphne?
Me, I suggest WhatsApp. A reason being, all of us who are here are like can manage Zoom, but then there are the other 40. Where are they? That is the question. So it means they can afford WhatsApp. So me, I suggest we should do some equity and we all go on WhatsApp, and we all become equal. And also, the reason as to why Zoom is a little bit unfavorable, it's because of network issues. Some of you I was not getting you. That's it.
I'm leaving this discussion in your private fora, then I will get a feedback. So I thank you for attending. I wish you the best. Let's meet next Wednesday.
Thank you.
Yes, guys. Hello.
Yes, Mr. Alex.
Yes, thank you guys for being here. And I think the issue of who can attend Zoom and who can attend WhatsApp should be discussed.